Good morning students, how are you? I hope you all are fine at your places and studying very well. So, you all know that we were doing chapter number 6 of English, Footprints Without Feet. The name of chapter number 6 is The Making of a Scientist by Robert W. Peterson. So, in the previous reading, we had read that the young child Richard Ebright was doing the experiments, and he had participated in a science fair. First time when he had participated in the science fair, at that time he didn't receive any prize. He was very much disappointed for not getting any prize, and he came to know that the experiments who won the experiments which were given first, second and third prize, those were the real life experiments. So next time when Ebright participated, he also participated with a real life experiment and he won prize. After that, every time whenever he participates in the science fair, he gets the prizes. And for the real life experiments, he had taken the help of a professor who was working in the University of Toronto. So we had read up to page number 35. Now page number 36. In his second year in high school, Richard Ebright began the research that led to his discovery of an unknown insect hormone. Indirectly, it also led to his new theory of life of cells. The question he tried to answer was simple. What is the purpose of the 12 tiny gold spots on a monarch pupa? Monarch is a category of butterfly, and he was doing the experiment with monarch butterfly, and this time the question was that what was the purpose of 12 tiny gold spots which were on the monarch pupa. Pupa is the early stage of butterfly. Everyone assumed the spots were just ornamental. Maximum of the people were thinking that the spots which were there on the monarch pupa, they were showy. Ebright said, but Dr. Urquhart didn't believe it. To find the answer, Ebright and other excellent science students first had to build a device that showed that spots were producing a hormone necessary for the butterfly's full development. So, for the answer of this question that the spots were just ornamental, Ebright, with the help of one more brilliant science student, built a device that showed that the spots were producing a hormone which was very necessary for the full development of butterfly. This project won Ebright first place in county fair. And with this experiment, with this project, Ebright won first prize in county fair, and he also entered an international science and engineering fair. There he won third place for zoology. He also got the chance to work during the summer at the entomology laboratory of the Walter Reed Army Institute of Research. As a high school junior, Richard Ebright continued his advanced experiment on monarch pupa. When he was a junior in high school, at that time he was doing the experiment on monarch pupa. That year his project won first place at the International Science Fair, and that time his project was first and gave him another chance to work in the army laboratory during during the summer. In the second year, in the senior year, he went a step further. जूनियर में भी वो गया था, जूनियर में था जब वो. At that time, he continued his experiment with monarch pupa, and at that time when he had gone to science fair, his project had won the first place. And in his senior year, he went a step further. जब वो senior class में चला गया, he moved a step further. He grew cells from a monarch wing. Now, he grew cells from the wing of monarch in a culture and showed that the cells would divide and develop into normal butterfly wing scales only if they were fed the hormone from gold spots. That project won first place for zoology at the international fair. He spent the summer after graduation doing further work at the Army Laboratory and the laboratory of the US Department of Agriculture. These are all the names where he was doing the new researches and experiments. The following summer, after his freshman year at Harvard University, the coming summer was his fresh year at Harvard University. Bright went back to the laboratory of Department of Agriculture and did more work on the hormone from gold spots. Using the laboratory's sophisticated instruments, he was able to identify the hormone's chemical structure. Using the laboratory's sophisticated instrument. Sophisticated are the very advanced instruments. So by using the advanced instruments which were there in the laboratory, he was able to identify the hormones chemical build-up. A year and a half later, during his junior year, Bright got the idea for his new theory about cell life. It came while he was looking at X-ray photos of the chemical structure of a hormone. When he saw those photos, Bright didn't shout, "Eureka!" or even "I have got it." Means when Bright got the idea for his new theory. 1.5 years later, कोई 1 या 1.5 साल के बाद, which was his junior year, जो उसका junior year था, Bright को न्यू सेल लाइफ का एक आइडिया मिला. It came, और ये आइडिया कब मिला उसे? When he was looking at X-ray photos. X-ray photos को देखते हुए उसे एक नया आइडिया मिला. And when he saw those photos, ये एक नया आइडिया था, लेकिन इन फोटोज को देख के भी वो चिल्लाया नहीं. कैसा? मतलब जैसे हम खुशी से चिल्लाते हैं, हुर्रे, यूरेका, वी हैव डन दिस, इस तरह का कोई एक्सप्रेशन उसने नहीं दिया. बट ही बिलीव्ड दैट along with his findings about insect hormones, the photos gave him the answer to one of the biology's puzzles. लेकिन उसको ये लगा कि इन फोटोज ने उसकी मिस्ट्रीज का आंसर दे दिया था, पजल्स का आंसर दे दिया था. हाउ द सेल कैन रीड द ब्लूप्रिंट ऑफ इट्स DNA. What is DNA? It is deoxyribonucleic acid. DNA is the substance in the nucleus of a cell that controls heredity. DNA टेस्ट वैसे भी होते हैं हेरिडिटरी फीचर्स का पता करने के लिए. जहाँ आपने टीवी में भी सुना होगा कि कुछ ऐसे मिस्टीरियस सीरियल्स होते हैं जिनमें कुछ ऐसी मिस्ट्री आ जाती है कि ये बच्चा किसका है, नहीं पता चलता. तो उसके लिए क्या करते हैं? DNA टेस्ट करते हैं. तो DNA क्या है? डीऑक्सीरिबोन्यूक्लिक एसिड. ठीक है, तो ये क्यों किया जाता है? तो इट इज DNA क्या है? इट इज द सब्सटेंस इन द न्यूक्लियस ऑफ अ सेल दैट कंट्रोल्स हेरिडिटी. हेरिडिटी फीचर्स को जानने के लिए ये टेस्ट किया जाता है. It determines the form and function of the cell. इससे पता चलना था कि जो मोनार्च प्यूपा से जो वो एक्सपेरिमेंट्स कर रहा था एब्राइट, तो क्या वो एक्सपेरिमेंट उसका सही था? Thus DNA is the blueprint for life. Ebright and his college roommate James R. Wong worked all that night, drawing pictures and constructing plastic models of molecules to show how it would happen. फिर वो सारी रात एब्राइट और उसका जो रूममेट था जेम्स आर वोंग सारी रात एक्सपेरिमेंट के लिए कि ये कैसे हुआ, दे वर मेकिंग पिक्चर्स टुगेदर. दे लेटर रोट द पेपर दैट एक्सप्लेन्ड द थ्योरी. सरप्राइजिंग नो वन हु न्यू हिम, रिचर्ड एब्राइट ग्रेजुएटेड फ्रॉम हार्वर्ड with highest honors, second in his class of 1510 students. So Richard was graduated with high honors from how many students? There were 1510 students in all. Ebright went on to become a graduate student researcher at Harvard Medical School. There he began doing experiments to test his theory. If the theory proves correct, it will be a big step towards understanding the process of life. It might also lead to new ideas for preventing some types of cancer and other diseases. All of this is possible because of Ebright's scientific curiosity. His high school research into the purpose of the spots on a monarch pupa eventually led him to his theory about cell life. Richard Ebright has been interested in science since he first began collecting butterflies. Right? तो उसका साइंस में इंटरेस्ट कब से था रिचर्ड का? जब से उसने बटरफ्लाइज कलेक्ट करनी शुरू की थी, but not so deeply that he hasn't time for other interests. Ebright also became a champion debater, वो एक डिबेटर भी था, and public speaker and a good canoeist. मतलब कहते हैं सिर्फ यही नहीं है कि उसने जब से बटरफ्लाइज कलेक्ट करनी शुरू की थी तो उसका इंटरेस्ट सिर्फ साइंस में ही था. No, he had the interest in other fields also. Other fields of his interest were that he was a debater, he was a public speaker, and he was a good canoeist. And all around outdoors person. He is also an expert photographer. एक फोटोग्राफर भी था एक्सपर्ट, and particularly of nature and scientific exhibits. In high school, Richard Ebright was a straight-A student. Because learning was easy, he turned a lot of his energy towards the debating and Model United Nations clubs. He also found someone to admire, Richard A. Wheeler, his social studies teacher and advisor to both clubs. Mr. Wheeler was the perfect person for me then. He opened my mind to new ideas, Ebright said. So, Ebright's meeting with Mr. Wheeler was also brought a lot of change in his life. Richard would always give that extra effort, Mr. Wheeler said, and Mr. Wheeler says that he always wants to do extra efforts. What pleased me was, here was this person who put in 3 or 4 hours at night doing debate research besides doing all his research with butterflies and his other interests. मतलब बटरफ्लाइज के टॉपिक के अलावा भी कुछ ऐसे टॉपिक्स थे जिन पे वो डिबेट कर लेता था. Richard was competitive, Mr. Wheeler continued, but not in a bad sense, he explained. Richard wasn't interested in winning for winning's sake or winning to get a prize. वो एक विनर बनना चाहता था, लेकिन that was not for winner's sake. Rather, he was winning because he wanted to do the best job he could. वो विनर बनना चाहता था, इसलिए नहीं कि विनर बनेगा तो फर्स्ट, सेकंड, थर्ड, फोर्थ पोजीशन मिलेगी, but to gain more and more knowledge, but to do more and more work over the subject in which he would be a winner. For the right reasons he wants to be the best. वो best क्यों बनना चाहता है कि ये नहीं कि एक बार बेस्ट बना उसके बाद फुल स्टॉप. नो, बेस्ट बनने के बाद ही वॉन्ट्स टू बी बेस्टेस्ट. ठीक है, वो आगे से आगे एक्सपेरिमेंट्स करना चाहता है. एंड दैट इज वन ऑफ द इंग्रेडिएंट्स ऑफ इन मेकिंग ऑफ अ साइंटिस्ट. द नेम ऑफ द चैप्टर इज द मेकिंग ऑफ अ साइंटिस्ट. ठीक है, तो ये बात है मेन की जो इंग्रेडिएंट्स थे एक साइंटिस्ट बनने में, जो इंग्रेडिएंट्स जो पार्टिसिपेशन चाहिए होती है, जो पार्ट्स, जो चीजें नेसेसरी होती हैं, वो क्या थी. स्टार्ट विद द फर्स्ट रेट माइंड, एड क्यूरियोसिटी एंड मिक्स इन द विल टू विन फॉर द राइट रीजंस. एब्राइट हैज दीज क्वालिटीज. फ्रॉम द टाइम द बुक द ट्रेवल्स ऑफ मोनार्च 10 opened the world of science to him, Richard Arkwright has never lost his scientific curiosity. Right? With this, the reading of the chapter is complete. Tomorrow we'll do the question answers of this chapter. Right? Bete, you will read the whole chapter carefully and you will try to do the answers of the questions. So in next video I will give you the answers of the questions. Okay, bye beta.